Been doing this for 14 years. I've been CEO for about 6 years now. And one of the important things, because we're talking about business, and we're talking about the profit motive, essentially what it all boils down to is the profit motive. We're a social enterprise. We have the triple bottom line, social, environmental, and economic. But I think all of us in this room are on the page of social and environmental, and what this panel is about is displaying how we can have that achieve that economic motive and really grow this space through that. So we were funded by venture capitalists in November of last year, which I think says a really important thing to this audience, which says that the market is ready for the solutions that we're providing, and that the people that fund that process of development and innovation are seeing that the market is ready. They're taking a bet, and they're looking at it in positive ways. So just a little bit about what Bike Station, and I'm going to concentrate on Bike Station for this presentation. Bike Station does is we try to increase the efficiency of the current system and lower costs to both people and our clients through creation of this type of infrastructure. And basically what a Bike Station is a set of services, and they vary from place to place, but set of services that revolve around secure indoor 24/7 bike parking, showers, lockers, changing rooms, retail and repair, small electric vehicles, car sharing. We sort of bring together all of these things, large and small, that are real barriers to people being able to actually use transit and become sort of multimodal users, which is, I think, our ultimate goal here. And they're really, really effective. You can see from the stats on here that there's a huge level of latent demand for these types of facilities. So we've proven the concept over the last 14 years, and now the question is, how do we scale it? Our past mobility hub networks, I'm sorry, I don't want to use that. That's taken by Sue. What we actually call them is clean mobility hubs. That we started within the year 2000 were based upon sort of generation 1 technology, but I think we were pretty ahead of the curve in terms of even looking at these, and they were very single location places, so you had to take something and bring it back to the same place, but they were all interconnected with a technology, an RFID technology, and I think again we were really looking ahead because I do think that tends to be the direction that things are heading in terms of the platform. But these are some of the examples of the partnerships we created and had interoperable technology with, and people could use that one key fob to access any of these options. And so in the future, what we're looking at is how do we scale this system? What is the interoperability of all of these new types of mobility that are coming out? How do you use your employer ID or your transit smart card to access any of these options? And what are all those options, and what are the partnerships necessary to create those options? And we're not really waiting for government to decide that, or for some of the things that have been talked about today to decide that. We're going out and finding suppliers and vendors and partners that are willing to come with us on this journey, and we're having a lot of success with that. This is Bike Station, Washington, D.C., our latest facility that opened. And what's really exciting about this is that this is going to be a catalyst for some great public policy coming through and great public investment. But that's a sort of a rather one-off situation. Of course, building something like this is capital intensive, although I would argue that it's extremely efficient use of money and an investment when something like this for 150 bikes plus a retail space and climate-controlled area for retail and repair costs about a third of what an average parking structure would cost, which is just concrete and anyway, same function. Let's see here. So what we're really trying to do to accomplish that velocity is we've hired a lead architect, and we're developing these modular systems that can be prefabbed and dropped down at different locations to extend into a hub and satellite system where you can really see that this can increase the speed of things. It can basically it's Bike Station in a box. You drop it down. You might not even necessarily need wires run to it. You could use solar. You can use wireless internet. And so our first pilot project of this, very excited, is happening this month in Covina, California, and we'll be, I'm sure, talking about that more with everybody. So this slide shows basically where we are and where we're working to be, and sort of our hopes for what we're going to accomplish in the meantime. So what is our business model? I think I want to get really specific. I think this is what this is about. So we create public infrastructure for clients, and our clients own the infrastructure. We don't own the infrastructure. We do consulting, so we do feasibility studies on these facilities, operational planning, et cetera, et cetera. We have specialized equipment that we use in the facilities. We do the project management for our clients and construction management sometimes. And then we do the operations and maintenance as well. And that operations and maintenance piece has an ongoing recurring revenue stream for us that basically, from membership sales to retail sales, et cetera, et cetera. In the public sector world, we're increasingly hearing about public-private partnerships, or P3s, and there's a continuum of P3s, anywhere from just hiring a contractor to really a DBOM, which is what we are. And so DBOM stands for Design, Build, Operate, and Maintain, and that's sort of an extreme P3 for the United States right now, but elsewhere in the world, that's a fairly common P3. So our clients are cities, transit agencies, developers, and academic and corporate campuses. So summarize, I think, we talked about scalability. The consumer experience is extremely important to us. This isn't going to be something that can scale if we don't have a consistent experience for the consumer when they go to the station. Do I recognize where I'm supposed to park my bike? Do I recognize where I'm supposed to get on the train? It's about identity. It's about your avatar. It's about making things sexy and wonderful, and people want to be a part of it. And then all of the innovation we're talking about, and policy following up on that. But like I said, we're as I said in a press conference a couple of months ago on Capitol Hill, we don't need bailouts. We don't need subsidies. We just need to have those intrinsic sort of subsidies, those hidden subsidies, sort of get out of our way. We just need everybody to get out of our way. And when we're actually accomplishing all of this. So it's a very exciting time for us, and I want to thank you.